Alrighty guys, we're back for some Sunstreak mid-range, and this is a Dominaria United Standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. What do we got in the build? This one's based around Sunstreak Phoenix. This is a 4-mana 4/2 with flying. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as Sunstreak Phoenix enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you may pay 1 and a red, so 2 mana. If you do, return Sunstreak Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And you know what I've been seeing a lot less of recently, guys? Graveyard Trespasser. Now, I'm not sure why I'm seeing less. I just haven't seen it as much recently in ranked. So I want to give Sunstreak Phoenix another go, as I believe it to be a pretty powerful creature, but unfortunately there's just so many exile effects that really hold this card down. I think in a mid-range style shell this is going to do a lot. We'll see though, huh? We got a couple Flame Blessed Bolts and a couple Play with Fires for some early removal here, which is going to be very important. 2 Abrades, being able to hit artifacts is cool. A couple Cathartic Pyres could help us filter through the deck, and a couple Lightning Strikes here too. So a lot of potential early removal here, and a lot of these have a little bit of utility too. So a couple Reckoner Bankbusters, a very powerful card that helps us draw and try to keep up with the opponent's mid-range. We got 4 Fable of the Mirror Breakers because naturally, guys. Got a couple Reckless Stormseekers in here too. An early way to start the day and night cycle going, and then also going turn 3 Stormseeker into a turn 4 Sunstreak Phoenix is actually pretty powerful, as you can give that Phoenix haste. We got a single Rending Flame for some more removal. Being able to do 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker is pretty big, and then if it's a spirit, it also deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. I don't know how often that's actually going to happen, but there are a couple spirits floating about every now and then, so mainly Rending Flame helps us take care of Sheoldred and other big threats. Got a couple Chandra Dressed to Kill in here because I think it's a pretty important card, and in a mid-range style deck like this, it helps us ramp with that top +1. As the game goes on for a longer period of time, you need less ramp, and then you can go for that second +1. And then I've literally never -7 Chandra Dressed to Kill. One of these days, I'm going to have to put together a deck specifically designed to allow me to -7 Chandra, because I've never been able to do it yet. So got a couple Celestus, another way to start the day-night cycle early, and a way to actually flip it from day to night with that bottom ability. Celestus also is a great way to just gain a bunch of life and more ramp as well. We got a single big score in here. Extra filter, card draw, and ramp. Great card to have. Got a couple Elder Dragon Wars for some board wipe, I guess. And the top chapter is probably going to be pretty important against certain aggro matchups. Second chapter helps us filter through our hand, and the third chapter just gets us a beefy dragon on the board, which can help us close out games too. On the top end of the build, we got 4 Burn Down the House, which is going to be very, very important right now. In some past brews, I had like 2 or 3 Burn Down the House with like some, even in mono red mid-range, right? And it's never worth it. You always want to see this pretty much. You always want 4. It's not worth having 2 or 3 because, yeah, the amount of times you need to drop 5 damage on everything on the board immediately, it's actually insane, guys. The number of times you might have to do this on turn 4 just to survive, you know, turn 3 Celestus, drop your 4th mana, and then burn down the house. It's kind of crazy to think about. And then, of course, if you don't need it, generating those devils are very, very powerful devils. We got a single Invoke Calamity in here as well. It acts as an additional burn down the house, being able to cast it back from the grave. And then we just have a bunch of other great stuff in here too. Like, imagine being able to go for the big score and then also just like drop an Abrade on an opponent's creature as well. Invoke Calamity does a lot of things, and it does it very well. even something simple like being able to play a couple Flame Blessed Bolts that you already played that game, it might go a very long way. So I think having one of these is going to be worth it in here. 25 total land, and one of them is a Crucible of Defiance, of course. Honorable mentions, guys. Twinferno could be cool in a deck like this. Moonrager Slash could be pretty sick too, but it's not really that kind of build. And if we had like more werewolves and more ways to get it to nighttime easier, then this would be a go-to card. Seismic Wave could be pretty cool, but I like the Elder Dragon War a little bit more. Ill-Tempered Loner and Volatile Arsonist are pretty terrific mid-range cards, especially the Arsonist. This card puts in work, guys, and it can really help you close out games. Not this time around, though. Maybe in a different style of mid-range build. Also, these would help us start the daytime, nighttime cycle, too, so something to think about, I guess. Torch Breath, guys. Okay, it depends on how much mono blue you're seeing, but you might just want to main board a Torch Breath if you're seeing a lot of mono blue. Like, I saw a ton of mono blue the last couple weeks, and Torch Breath definitely would have come in handy in a lot of those matches. Essentially, this spell can't be countered is a huge thing to have on a card. This spell costs 2 less to cast. If it targets a blue permanent, okay. Torch Breath deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, it's a pretty solid card, guys. And yeah, if you're seeing a lot of mono blue, then maybe just having one of these even in here. Drop the Rending Flame, for example. This could really come in handy. Something to think about. All right. I hope I went over the deck well enough. It's a relatively simple one. We see a lot of these cards often, surprisingly. So yeah, let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into the first match here. Now, oh, there we go, nice. Yeah, now, I was saying in the last video that I'm overdue for some losses, and I still really didn't lose too much since the last video, so we'll see. We'll see if the opponents are going to kick my butt today. I'm waiting for it. This is an alright hand. Keeping both of these removal spells open is pretty solid. So I'd rather Flame Blessed Bolt on their Tenacious Underdog. I'd rather do that. If they want to cast that back, that's fine. That's 2 less damage, or that's 2 damage we're not taking next turn. And like I said, Tenacious Underdog is a much, much better target for the Flame Blessed Bolt. Okay. Drop a land, pass it back. That big score's looking pretty good right about now. Yeah, Trespasser. I should have known. I should have known. Alright, let's go ahead. And let's take care of this now. Oh, it's awful, though. It's so bad. Let's go. Let's discard. Alright, the Flame Blessed Bolt. Ah, that sucks, though. I should have known that we would go up against a Trespasser immediately. We had the big score open, which we'll probably do on their turn, because we have Crucible of Defiance open here too. Also, nighttime, nice. They started the daytime nighttime cycle. Yeah, bring that Trespasser right back to your hand. That's probably really good. You have to burn down the house for when it comes time. I still think it was worth taking care of the Trespasser immediately. What do you guys think? Think that was a little risky? Wow. Fable and the Sunstreak Phoenix. I have a feeling Sunstreak's going to get removed immediately, and having something like Fable on board is better right now. Also, having the Abrade open to take care of the Trespasser, because Phoenix is a great card to discard to take care of the Trespasser, because we can bring it back. So Glutton hits the board, gobbles up some of our cards, which hurts my feelings, opponent. How dare you? What's the best bet here? We got to get it back to daytime, first of all, because, yeah, the Glutton's a 4/4. Alright, let's see. See what ends up happening. Oh, Celestus. Nice. Okay. Well, I guess we can ditch Phoenix. We could also wipe this board state too. Wow, a lot of decisions here that my brain right now is not ready for some reason. I kind of like Celestus. I might go burn down the house here, guys. I might. Let's see if they end up blocking, because Elder Dragon, yeah, Elder Dragon War is actually huge here. I doubt they block. I really doubt. Wait. Okay. So I'm gonna go Celestus. Do we still go burn down the house? Because we got rid of Phoenix. That's obviously what they want to gobble up, so. Yeah. Let's take care of the Graveyard Glutton. It's so janky, guys. It's so bad. It's such a difficult card to get around, though. Yeah, bring the Conscript back. And unfortunately, we don't have the 2 mana available for the Sunstreak Phoenix when I did that. If they would have blocked and we would have been able to drop Elder Dragon War, that would have been pretty nasty. Take this action. Okay, second burn down the house is probably worth having around in case they drop 2 more Trespassers this turn. It's a terrible card to try to get rid of. It really is. Oh no, my burn down the house. No. Okay, Cult is gonna go ahead and hit on in because I didn't use the. Where are all my cards? I didn't use the Flame Blessed Bolt earlier. That's an issue. Let's go ahead and switch this over, bring our Phoenix back, pay the 2, and then we're gonna take this action. Except for the fact that they're gonna make us discard. Yeah, they're gonna make us discard. Let's decline. They might make us sacrifice a creature, though. Now, yeah, let's take that risk, huh? And get rid of the mountain. They might make us sacrifice instead of discard. At that point, it's nighttime now that we're going to take the 2 damage. This is going to be an interesting back and forth battle, I'd say. It's nighttime right now, so we're going to ditch the Phoenix because Reflection is definitely worth having. Okay, they had removal for the one that we didn't sacrifice, so it could just be more removal in hand, which isn't too bad. Once Celestus is on the board, we have that Phoenix, and we can really filter through our hand quite effectively. Rending Flame's probably going to be pretty good for when they get their Shieldred. However, we could keep Cathartic Pyre open. We could take out the Liliana now. Alright, I think I like that. How do you guys feel about it? I think hitting Liliana now is probably worth it. I hope that's fine. We lose out on a lot of cards by doing stuff like that. Or it feels like we lose out on a lot. Okay, Liliana number 2. Okay.
No distractions.
Well, at least we have Celestus and the Phoenix comboing off right now. They, like, as soon as they remove Celestus, then we're in trouble, you know? Because right now, being able to bring back Sunstreak every turn and kind of filter through our deck and everything, and they plus the Liliana, so we play the Mountain. Pretty good little combo, guys. It's pretty solid. We just have to actually start to establish something here. I don't think Mono Black has a lot to deal with artifacts, and so, yeah, like, Celestus gaining us a ton of life, too. Nice, we get a swing at Liliana here. Elder Dragon War. Okay. 2 damage to every creature, by the way. And then each opponent. Okay. Let's go ahead We'll swing at the Liliana. I'm tempted by the Celestus ability, and then just let it go right back to nighttime again. But if they have a third Liliana, then discarding the Elder Dragon War is pretty bad. But I don't necessarily want to lose the Sunstreak Phoenix right now, you know? I guess we could just get a dragon. That could be cool. Let's do that. Let's actually use the read ahead here, which I don't do often. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I like it. We can switch it here to daytime if we want. For a life. I guess we'll do that. That's fine. We have so much mana, I'm not used to it, guys. Then I'm gonna decline that as well. Because whatever we draw is immediately discarded, and the only thing that would really be good for is, like, getting land off the top or another Phoenix into the grave. A third Liliana! Oh my goodness! Alright, well, we're gonna ditch the Phoenix. Luckily, the Phoenix works really well with Liliana. Luckily. We're also pretty lucky that they didn't find another Graveyard Trespasser yet. They just had the one, and then they brought it back. So we're gonna decline here. Unfortunately, they draw. But, like, we're struggling. Let's go ahead and use the Celestus ability here. We'll bring back the Phoenix and see what we draw. Bankbuster. There we go. That's a card that really could have helped us keep up here. Let's take out that Liliana. It's worth it. It's probably not worth swinging at their face, even though we could really start getting big damage in. We don't want them to keep this. Blade of the Oni. Okay. Alright, they're gonna reconfigure. That's a 5/5 menace. Are they gonna do that ability? They're gonna go for land? Do we want them to draw, or do we want to lose a land here? We have 8 in the sky. I guess we'll get rid of a land. I guess. Yeah, well, we just drew another one anyways, so let's see what we draw off of Bankbuster before we do anything with Celestus. Another land. Ew. I'm tempted to swing in because they probably don't have enough to kill us next turn. Probably. They still could kill us, don't get me wrong. I guess we'll start with this. They have one swamp open. Reckless Stormseeker. Not bad. Not bad. I'm actually going to keep both of these in hand in case they drop the 4th Liliana. Let's risk it, guys. Let's get that swing. And it might be looking pretty good for us. Let's take this action. Another Sunstreak. Hey! Alright. We can ditch the Sunstreak since we can bring it back. Ditching the mountain's fine too, though. No, this is fine. This is fine. Keeping the mountain for their discard abilities and stuff like that. Sheoldred. That could be huge if they can draw here. So whatever they end up sacrificing, we're going to want to sacrifice as well so they don't draw. Okie dokies, we're going to take... It depends what they have in hand. I think we just go for the swing in the air. I don't want to get... Yeah, GG opponent. Hey, there we go. First game of the day. Those were some test matches, guys. I don't remember the test matches necessarily, but I guess I do remember playing this deck at some point. But yeah, don't pay attention. Lucky me, it was a 50% win rate, so it's nothing but up from here, I guess. Let's... That's pretty funny. Every now and then I play some test matches with these older decks just to kind of see how they function, and honestly, I couldn't tell you if that's even the same version of the deck or if it was a different version. It was probably still a Sunstreak deck, though, so... Alright, opponent, what are you bringing to the table, buddy? Don't be mono black, please. I was like, oh yeah, Trespasser. We're not seeing much of that. Let's try out Sunstreak again. That's the biggest thing holding back Sunstreak. It's the cards that are played right now in Standard. But that last game was pretty cool. We were able to kind of maintain ourselves a little bit, you know? Alright. I guess the opponent had to mulligan, which that kind of sucks, huh? Keeping the Play with Fire open on turn 1 could be huge for us. Taking out like an early hopeful initiate or something, which we are seeing more mono white now, so... Opponent, do you have land, buddy? You start with the land. That's usually, well, you never know. There might be a deck out there where you don't start with the land. Probably something in like the older formats. Okay, they drop a land. No turn 1, and I'm gonna save the Play with Fire because that looks like the kind of deck that's going to have creatures to remove. Usually when you see Gruul colors. Okay, Iconoclast comes down. We could try to draw for the land, and if we see it, we drop the Play with Fire. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's look for the 3rd mana. Ooh, not gonna find it. Okay, well, it's not looking too bad. I gotta be real with you. The opponent's gotta really start to slam stuff onto the board, and we have to miss a land every turn. Because okay, this is gonna be 6 damage. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. See if we can find that land. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. Discard 2 cards. It's nighttime. Aw, man. We don't have mana for that, unfortunately. That's pretty fun, though. So, we wanted to play it a little safer. Instead of looking for a land, we could have Play with Fired the Iconoclast, but... Well... This one's kind of my fault. I kept a hand with 2 mana thinking we'd draw into it. We have 25 mana in here. Woo, buddy. That's kind of what I meant by the opponent needs to slam something on the board every turn. That is a very powerful line of play, and I don't think we're coming back from this. GG, opponent. Hey, 3rd mana. Let's go. Okay, is there any way to wipe this board with what we have? No. See, this is a perfect example too of needing to burn down the house immediately. Cathartic Pyre, see, it doesn't hit either of those. So we'll just go Celestus, and let's get it back to daytime here, and then let the opponent swing on in. Pretty cool. 2 Sunstreak Phoenixes in the grave though. Like, that's pretty neat. It's too bad we couldn't find the mountains, though. Oh, you know what? I will draw that card. And discard the other Sunstreak Phoenix. Yeah, good game, opponent. Very good game. For you. Oh, man. Dropping a commander. Yeah, these Gruul aggros are super scary, man. So the big aggro that we're seeing right now is mono red aggro, Gruul aggro, mono white aggro, which is the one that I personally think is the strongest. Just like the amount of utility that's also packed into mono white aggro. I think the Guardian of New Benelia mixed with the Sarah Paragon is just ridiculous, and then that paired with like the Adeline on turn 3, the Brutal Cathars. The mono white just looks insane to me right now. But for some reason it's not being played as much as the other two, the Gruul and the red aggro. And as far as like consistency goes, I don't know which one would be the top. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I'm rooting for mono red, but... Yeah, see, 2 mana again. Now I'm scared, guys, but I'm going to try it. There's no way I'm going to be unable to draw land again that much. Right, we had the Bankbuster, too. I still think that was a keepable hand. Okay, looks like some mono red, potentially. No target for the Play with Fire. And I suppose I should be scared at this point. See if we have... Oh, more Gruul. Wow, okay. So I'm going to save the Cathartic Pyre. We are going to remove Beast Caller this turn. Well, we could try to find the mana too. Nah, get Beast Caller off the board before it has a target for any creature. Nice. Okay, we found the third mana, and now this is our chance for revenge against Gruul. We might block there, but I don't think so. Being able to ramp with this might be a little bit too good. Getting another Beast Caller down. Okay. Well. Are there any artifacts that we can hit? I'm gonna ditch the Abrade then. I don't think there's any artifacts in Gruul aggro that I can think of. See if we can get any combat tricks out of this. Also the little bit of ramp before we drop the Elder Dragon War. They are going to block here, and that's still going to be worth dropping the Elder Dragon War to take care of the Beast Caller this turn. That's still going to be worth it for sure. And that could have been a Tamiyo safekeeping. We do see that sometimes. We have 1 mana open for a Play with Fire, and now we're hoping to see more board wipes. Burn down the house will always be welcomed. Always. We need to run at least 8 of them nowadays. Oh, they're gonna kick this. It gets around the Play with Fire this turn. Wait, can we put this on the stack? Oh, nice. Put this on the ability. I've played Magic before, guys. Once before. Long ago. Oh, pack leader. Okay. Ooh, burn down the house. Let's go. Alright. Oh, man. What do I even do, man? Cathartic Pyre we could discard. It's still great removal, though. Yeah, I'm curious to see what we draw. I think having the burn down the house, more land's probably bad. Can save it to discard to the Fable next turn. Probably bad. It might not be. We might need that. We might not be able to ramp into 5. Get the other Fable down and see what we see next turn. I'm gonna save the mountain for now. Gonna get a 4/4 dragon in the air soon, which will be pretty cool. Hallandal is particularly bad. It looks like the burn down the house is gonna have to hit the board next turn. We could double block here. Just double block. I'll have the dragon too. I might want this swing. I might want this ramp. Guys, call me crazy. I'm taking 5. I want to see what we draw. Ooh, Invoke Calamity. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Alright. Well. Abrade. Cathartic Pyre. I am gonna ditch the mountain. We have the treasure, if nothing else. Okay, Stormseeker. Can we just outpace them? There's no way. That's so risky. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, guys. It's so risky. Some seriously big damage in the air, though. Get the ramp on the Goblin Shaman. It's an easy block. I wonder if they trade here. We have only 1 card left in hand. The reason we still get the ramp on the Goblin Shaman this turn is there's just no guarantees of a 5th mana or them just having removal for it on their turn. So we want the treasure no matter what, even though it's an easy block. Alright, let's see what they end up having here, because this is some serious damage. Yeah, let's go, guys. 57% total win rate. But only focus on these 3, as these 4 were test matches that I don't necessarily remember. And they may or may not have been a different version of the deck. if it was a different version, I should say, it probably wasn't that different. Like, probably, like, tweaked a couple of, like, the removal spells at the beginning of the deck and stuff like that. So, I'm not too concerned about those extra matches at the top. This time round. A pretty fun deck so far. I think red mid-range, like, it's gotta be waiting for something. Because I feel like there's enough here to say it's worth playing. But what's it waiting for? I'm not really sure. Like, again, the big issue with Sunstreak Phoenix is just the cards that are being played right now really bully the Phoenix, unfortunately. Gotta get that Bankbuster down. Probably some Esper mid-range over there. Panicked Bystander. Okay. I have not seen that card. Oh, hello! Hi, opponent. We'll keep these open and see what they end up doing here. Restoration. Okay. That's interesting. It kind of... I think we just end up drawing on Bankbuster and not worry too much about removal here. It's not... We're not in, like, a lot of danger. Let's see what we end up drawing. I think we'll take this. And if, like, we saw, like, a Play with Fire or a Flame Blessed Bolt, then we would have just done that instead. Let's get our Phoenix down while it can hit the board. We could crew up Bankbuster and get a swing. We might as well, since the deck really knows how to get damage through. We might be able to outpace them. I wonder what they're going to end up bringing back here. But it might just be a life gain deck. That's one. Yeah, we might have wanted to remove this before it transforms into a 3/5, but... Ooh, a couple blood casters. Swinging for the 2. Feeling confident. Burn down the house is pretty good. I wonder if they block here? Elder Dragon War is pretty good too. They might double block. If I crew up Bankbuster at least. Then our Elder Dragon War is just a lot worse, huh? Restoration's about to go. Alright, let's just swing. I think it's going to be Elder Dragon War. Let's see if they end up blocking, because... Okay, they're going to take the 4. Nice. They're going to get a bunch of blood tokens here, but that's okay. Hitting 3 creatures and our Phoenix is 100% fine. They gain a little bit of life too, so... Back up to 14. We have the other burn down the house, which takes care of restoration and a bunch of other stuff. Lunarch Veteran. Lunarch Veteran. I haven't seen a deck like this recently, so cool, opponent. I like it. Orzhov life gain, I'm assuming. Let's ditch the mountain and the Abrade. This looks like the kind of deck that runs Bankbuster, so let's ditch the Cathartic Pyre. I think the double burn down the house is going to be huge, so we're going to keep those. Yeah, the Abrade might come in handy. More mountains. Seems about right. Yeah, I think we just dropped the burn down the house. We have the second burn down the house. Like, hitting this is a lot. It's some pretty good value, even though these have Disturb. Okay, they got rid of a land. They must have got something that they can play here. Other words, they should probably keep going with the blood tokens, right? So they must have found something to play. Elder Dragon War is about to become a 4/4. Another veteran. Extraction Specialist. It looks like we're just gonna have to burn the house down again. Another blood caster. That's gonna gain a bunch of oh my goodness, they're just going wide again, even after all these board wipes, guys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we lose our dragon, but I mean, could we just go devils? I guess. I guess so. We could start with a swing with Bankbuster, but I don't really want to lose. I guess we'll drop a mountain. We could go devils, guys. We really could, but I think we just dropped the 5 damage. It's pretty brutal, man. It's pretty brutal. Bunch of blood tokens, though. It's a little bit scary. We have the Abrade open. They're back up to 21, because life gain is a theme here, I guess. Bring the other Luminous Phantom back. And they still have stuff to play. Oh, Liliana. Okay. Well, we got the mountain to discard to that. That's a problem, though, because we're going to go draw. Okay, that's good. Sunstreak Phoenix. Yeah, we got to get it to nighttime, guys. I think we try to take out Liliana first. So we'll go Sunstreak Phoenix. Let's crew up. Let's swing on in. We could Abrade the Phantom first, I suppose. I guess that's probably the best bet, because no matter what, they're going to block. It sucks a little bit to use the Abrade on something like that, but guaranteeing the kill on Liliana is pretty huge for us. If they... And I'm going to keep Crucible in hand, even if they find another Liliana on the top. Like, we kind of are in a good position here, but I feel like this could go either way pretty fast. It doesn't look like the type of deck that's going to be... Yeah, it probably doesn't have Farewell. Probably doesn't have Depopulate, although Depopulate would be pretty good. Yeah, I guess Depopulate might be in here. I can't imagine the Farewell, though. Reckless Stormseeker. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, create a blood token. Sacrifice 2 blood tokens, transform. Okay. They transformed it into Blood-Soaked Reveler. This is a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, create a blood token. Okay. And then 5 mana, 4 and a black each. Opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Pretty cool. Alright, looks like we're gonna start swinging in here. We have Crucible open. Let's start with a draw. Let's start with a draw. Because we might find something. A Lightning Strike. Oh my goodness, that's gross. That's gross, guys. We might as well get the 1/1s down. And start swinging on in here. They're going to need great draws, or they're going to have to filter through with all their blood tokens, which I guess is a possibility. Man, we've had something to play every... Infernal Grasp, you monster! Are they going to swing? They might. Now we can swing with Bankbuster, though. We have a ton of damage here. Crew this up. And we're just going to go ahead and let it go to nighttime and bring back both of our Phoenixes. Nice. GG opponent. 62% total win rate. Nice. 4 games today. I think we have time for one more. That was a weird deck that I've never seen before. It was pretty cool, though. Some Orzhov life gain with a bunch of cards, yeah, that I just really haven't seen. Some vampires thrown in there, that was pretty neat. Alright, last opponent of the evening. What are you bringing to the table, buddy? Just as long as it's not mono blue, I'll be happy. Oh no, not this again, the 2 mana? Alright, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. It really, like... Yeah, the odds of not finding the 3rd mana is pretty unlucky when the deck is just packed full of mana. And then when you do see the mountains, you really see the mountains, huh? No, Trespasser, get out of here! Get out of here, Trespasser. Celestus is pretty good ramp. It's probably worth just dropping. It's probably worth it because the sooner we get to the burn down the house, the better for the Trespasser. And we want to do it before we drop Phoenix into the yard, so I'm going to take this action. There's our mountain. I guess this turn we'll burn down the house to get rid of Glutton. It's so bad. We keep the Invoke open to do it on their turn too. Hopefully they don't find a way to eat that Phoenix. We put a stop at the main phase because they might drop something before combat. Is that worth it though? No, probably not. It's probably not worth it. We're gonna start with the burn down the house on our turn because, yeah, doing it at instant speed could be cool, but they probably just wait till main phase 2 to drop something anyways. Oh, nice! Reckoner's Bargain. We don't see that often. But yeah, being able to do Invoke Calamity to bring back the burn. Yeah, there's... Okay, what did they hit though? Because if they hit the Phoenix, we still have the... Oh, they hit both of them! Oh no, guys! Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, because it was nighttime already. Well, guess we'll get Fable of the Mirrorbreaker down. I have a serious problem here with the Glutton. Now that we need to see more removal for it. I'm gonna take that action, but we have to know that whatever we discard is going to be permanently gobbled up. A mountain, huh? Yeah, that's fine. We'll ditch the mountain. Pretty cool though. We're playing with a lot of powerful cards here that can totally keep pace with all of this. We'll let Chandra take the 3 because ramping with the 2/2 could be pretty good depending on what we can do. If we can do multiple things in one turn, then it's pretty good. Another Fable, huh? We could search for a burn down the house. We could. Lightning Strike, but we could also just use Lightning Strike to take care of Trespasser and discard something. I'm gonna decline here, guys. Could also find something off of this too. Man, there's a lot of options, huh? We still have 2 mana open to draw. Let's start with the Lightning Strike. Could we do all of this on their turn? Sure, I guess so. But I kind of want to start with this to see what their response is. It's going to be removal for the Goblin Shaman, huh? Alright. Well, the Trespasser's dead. That's good. That's Trespasser number 2 out of there. I guess we'll go +1 on Chandra here. That's up to, we could have done the bottom +1, but that's okay. Get the other Fable down. This one's about to flip into Reflection, and the Invoke Calamity's looking pretty weak right now. Tenacious Underdog, yep. That's why we got the Flame Blessed Bolt in here. We'll see if we can see that today. They're gonna crew it up and attack at Chandra, I can only imagine. At that point, we will protect Chandra with a chump block. I think that's worth it. We don't need the ramp right now because we have Celestus, and we'll probably just draw a mountain anyways. So, like, overall, I think we're relatively safe. Let's discard that mountain, too. See if we can find something better, because another burn down the house is probably going to be necessary. Another mountain. So let's see what we see with Chandra. A lot we can hit off the top here. A second Celestus, yeah? Let's draw on Bankbuster. Flame Blessed Bolt, let's go, guys. Okay, this is the kind of deck that runs Liliana too, so we might want to keep the mountain. 1 mana open, and it has a Reckoner's Bargain in here as well. So we want to do this on our turn, I guess. Sleeper's a great target too. But we have the Invoke Calamity, so I am going to keep this mountain to discard to a Liliana, even though I think they -2 to kill the reflection. It's probably the safe bet here. Woo! Tough decisions today, guys. Or maybe they're not tough decisions, and I'm just having one of those days where I'm struggling to make decisions. Buff the sleeper, and they can do it again too. Get a draw. There's their Liliana, and I think it's going to be -2 to take care of reflection. Because we have another reflection coming in, and that could be really, really terrible. This guarantees a kill on the Chandra too. But now we can successfully bring back Lightning Strike to take care of their sleeper. Ooh, another mountain. Boy, that's gross. That's really, really gross. We could draw. It's a little risky. No, we don't want to draw. Yeah, we won't have enough mana. So, Invoke Calamity. So Lightning Strike first, take care of the sleeper. Flame Blast Bolt, take care of Liliana. Pretty sick, guys. Pretty sick. We both have our Bankbuster, so an Abrade off the top would be pretty good soon too, but we're running out of cards, guys. Like, this Bankbuster is gonna have to do a lot for us. And they still haven't even activated their Bankbuster a single time, so. Wow, taking 4 for a Shieldred. Woo, buddy, the meta is scary. Another sleeper. Big score, we're starting with that. We're starting with that. Burn down the house, let's go! Okay. Right, I should probably be less excited since the Sorin might climb beyond what we can handle. We have Bankbuster to draw. Swinging at the Sorin could be pretty good. They can't corrupt their Bankbuster, and this doesn't have... Could also use our treasure to copy the Goblin Shaman and swing with the Goblin Shaman if we were worried about anything dying. Actually, yeah, that would be pretty decent. So they want to keep the Sorin around, huh? Yeah, +1. Makes sense to me. They gotta, like, keep up the pace with cards. Keep their card advantage going. Shieldred's a problem, but now the Burn Down the House can successfully take care of this board state again. Yeah, nothing we can do here. We're gonna draw. Oh, Abrade. Nice. Okay. Wow, wow. Okay. Gonna lose 2 life. We're gonna keep both of these. Okay. Copy Goblin Shaman, right? For more extra... Well, I guess it depends where they end up blocking. I guess this makes sense. Instead of just swinging with these two. We have a Abrade available. But I think I want to go Burn Down the House, take everything out. And then have the Abrade take care of their Bankbuster. They have a second Bankbuster, though. And look, they're offering a trade here with the Abrade. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think it's Burn Down the House to take care of the Sorin.
I will not spare
you. It hurts, but it takes care of Sorin and Shieldred, which are just huge cards.
my way.
And we might as well take care of the Bankbuster. They only have 1 mana available. And this is as an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. So if they have more than 1 in the deck, it's worth doing on our turn when they don't have enough mana for it. They might draw. Yeah, okay. I don't know who's on the run right now, but I feel like we are. Another sleeper. Alright, we're going to draw off Bankbuster immediately. They gobbled up our Phoenix early on. Go Bankbuster. Oh my goodness. Pretty bad. I'm going to switch to nighttime anyways, but it's probably worth doing right now. to filter. Oh no. Oh no, guys. I'm actually going to keep these in my hand so we can continue to filter through with them. That's pretty bad, guys. That was a bad turn. That's a lot of mountains. They get their draw with their Bankbuster and another Sorin? No? Scary stuff, guys. Alright, Tenacious Underdog. They didn't blitz it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Get that Sunstreak Phoenix down. Oh, this feels like removal, huh? This feels like removal. This deck really knows how to pile damage through. I wonder if they double block the Bankbuster. I don't think that's something we want to do, though. I don't think we crew up the Bankbuster. They have 4 cards in hand's the big problem there. And what I'd rather do is draw off a Bankbuster and get it prepared for next turn. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that? Reckoner's Bargain, nice. So they did have another one, and this is some serious card draw. We could find like a Flame Blessed Bolt off the top. I'm gonna hold it off for now because they don't know what this mountain is, and it might change the order of things that, like what they end up doing over there. There's gotta be removal in their hand. There's gotta be. Alright, let's go ahead. See what we find off of Bankbuster. Cathartic Pyre. I should probably save that and see what they end up doing here. No blocks. If they end up switching it back to daytime, we could potentially bring this Phoenix back if that's their plan, right? If removal's their plan. Farewell! No! Opponent! No! Oh no, guys! Oh, that's so bad. A Rending Flame. We're gonna keep both of these in hand in case we find more to filter. This has got to be the opponents though, huh? We're running out of time in the video too. That's pretty funny. Another mountain? Yikes. Let's see what they end up doing. Let's draw one more time. That's what we'll do. Well, I guess it depends what they end up doing here, because if it looks like they're going to be able to close out the game here in a couple turns. Really, it's just wedding announcement. Do we still have a chance? I really doubt it. I don't know. I'm really hesitant to concede here. Because we might still have a chance. That farewell was nasty though. As soon as it started to look like it was leaning towards us, I'm just gonna hit their face because I'm wondering what we could possibly drop. And we might be able to race a little bit here. Play with fire. Wow. Like, that's not bad. Getting a Scry here is pretty huge. And the Rending Flame to take out a second Shieldred is really good. I'm just gonna take the 4 for now. I think Rending Flame has better targets. They're not really playing anything. So I wonder what's in their hand. Ooh, Evolved Sleeper might do it though. They might draw. They might take some damage. Yeah. They have it twice here. Let's see what we see. This is funny, guys. I guess it's gonna be... Oh my goodness, it's another mountain. Get out of here. Get out of here. They can do this twice to keep it safe from the Rending Flame, so I guess we're just gonna... Another mountain! Let's just let them keep it safe and swing on in next turn, because they do have lethal damage on the board now. So we'll let them buff this, and then swing in for lethal damage. GG opponent! And I'm definitely going to let them swing in too, even though we're really crunched on time. Drop the good game. Drop our favorite emote. 55% total win rate today, but those first 4 games, once again, those were test matches, and I don't really remember if it was the exact same version of the deck or not, but overall, pretty good. Today, we played 5 matches and got 3 wins out of those 5 matches. That last deck looked terrifying, guys. I should have known as soon as I said, oh yeah, I've been seeing less Trespasser, that we'd immediately see a couple decks with Trespasser that really put the pressure on our grave. You can imagine how it would have been a different game had they not exiled that early Phoenix, and so that might have come down to me sending it to the graveyard too early and then them immediately dropping that second Trespasser, right? So overall, I really liked the deck. Another problem with Calamity is, yeah, the amount of Trespassers being played, but then at the end there, we saw that, you know, Farewell is gaining popularity, unfortunately. It's one of my least favorite cards. And Farewell is brutal, and so that can exile all graveyards too, making cards like Calamity and Phoenix a lot weaker depending on what the meta looks like for you. Elder Dragon War was pretty powerful. Chandra, Celestus was good. Bankbuster's amazing. This early game removal was pretty solid, but something I would consider doing is probably dropping a Cathartic Pyre and go up a 3rd Flame Blessed Bolt, because there's so many great targets for the Flame Blessed Bolt to hit that it's probably worth 3 of them in here. Fable was good. Stormseeker was pretty sweet. Rending Flame, yeah, you could trade this out for another piece of removal if you wanted to, and I think the 1 big score was worth it as well. And if you can fit 8 more Burn Down the House in here, that would probably be worth it too. All right, guys. We are very, very far into this video, and if you made it this far in, then y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.